where news comes first. This is ABC-7 Xtra.
Welcome to ABC-7 Extra. Good evening, and thank you for staying with us for ABC-7 Extra this Sunday evening. I'm Rachel Phillips, and tonight for the next half hour, we'll take a deep dive into the El Paso Locomotive as they gear up for their 5th season. In just a moment, we'll talk with new head coach Brian Clareheart, but first, let's take a look back at the Locomotive's journey to now. 116 matches, 53 wins, and 178 goals. For many years, having a soccer team in El Paso was just a dream. Then on February 28th of 2018, it became a reality.
Something we've been working hard to bring to El Paso, and it's really exciting that El Paso will now be able to enjoy this level of quality in professional soccer with our own USL team.
Roughly 5 months later, Mark Lowry was named head coach and technical director.
We have to get a group of 22 players ready, primed on the field, understanding the way I want them to play.
And Larry did just that and more. In his 3 seasons, he grew the Locomotive into a powerhouse, leading them to 2 Western Conference championships, a Copa Tejas Cup, and of course, who could forget this legendary point steal on the road against New Mexico United? Lowry also brought in club legends like Andrew Fox.
Andrew Fox! What fantastic Mr. Fox!
He found rising stars like Diego Luna. And allowed Yuma to be, well, Yuma. But like all good things, it was time for the poem to find a new home. That opened the door for Aussie-born coach John Hutchinson to take the helm.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be a head coach in the USL.
Under Hutchinson's tenure, the Locos ended up on 2 SportsCenter top 10 plays of the day.
El Paso Locomotive, Harvard Athletic. Look at that strike from Diego Abarca.
Became a squad who pressed and pushed for goals. For the first time since the team's inception, did not qualify for the playoffs. Hutch also oversaw Luna taking the leap to the MLS.
Diego, the teenager. Look.
4 academy kids making their debut.
He is replaced by another academy player.
And he also was stuck in a car with me for hours, which maybe was the reason he left. Just kidding. He chose to move his family back to the great land down under. And that brings us to now. In the 4 seasons, the Locos have seen 2 coaches, 62 players, and developed the local pipeline. They've broken barriers by having the only Ukrainian player in the league in Artem Kolod.
Pressure on the ball, Yellow! Pressure on the ball!
And last season, they set the standard with Marina Shavskoy, who was the only female assistant coach across the entirety of the USL. And now, they get set for a new wave. Their first American-born coach in Brian Clareheart, a wealth of new and exciting players, and another push for their first USL championship. Through it all, 8 Notch have been there, been loud, and been loco through and through. I'm joined now by the new head coach of the El Paso Locomotive in Brian Clareheart. Coach, firstly, thank you so much for joining us and being here with us tonight.
Thanks for having me. It's a nice pleasure to be here.
I'm glad it is. You saw it right there. You know, the Locos haven't been around for long, but already they have a strong and rich history. What made you want to come and be a part of this history and create your own history with this team?
Yeah, you know, in my type of job, you don't really get to choose where you want to live or where you want to go. So I was informed of the project through a few different people, asked if I had interest. I did my own research and saw the history and saw a lot of excitement within the club and within the city. So me and my family explored that, and it aligned to what my values are and what my family's values are, and I just thought it was a project that I could be successful in, and here I am speaking with you, you know, a few months later, or a month later.
Yeah, here you are, exactly. You grew up in New Jersey, spent 7 years in Sweden, and now, as you mentioned, you're here in El Paso. What's it been like these first couple of weeks kind of settling in? What do you think of the city?
Yeah, you know, we've had a pretty intense December moving from Europe over here. And it's all a process, right? It's the same with the team. So I've gotten here, I've settled in, tried to meet my staff, meet the players. Now we're on the pitch, which is exciting, and that is home for me. But it's been nice to see the city settle in. eat some good food. I got to watch that a little bit, you know. But so far, so good. I've really enjoyed it.
Do you have a car here yet? Because I heard it was stuck in New Jersey for a bit.
Yeah, you know, luckily I didn't sell my car when I moved over to Europe, so I found a shipping company and I shipped it over. So I'm able to get around a little bit the last few weeks, so that's positive.
That's very good considering preseason training started this week. So you kind of need a car to get from A to B. How's that been going? Firstly, getting the first full week in with the group.
Yeah, it's been good. We have guys coming in and out, different international players with some visa things that is normal that you need to get done. It's been exciting. You can see the energy levels with these guys. You can see the hunger with these guys. And for me, I got to have individual meetings with all these players to get to know them as people and what type of people am I dealing with. Not only the players, but the staff as well. So it's been awesome to see this big group of human beings from all over the world trying to put together a singular goal. So it's been really cool, to be honest with you.
You're the third head coach in Locomotive history, and I know you're your own coach, so I don't want to compare you to either one.
Yeah.
But for fans at home who are trying to figure out your kind of playing style, who do you align with more in regards to Mark Lowry or John Hutchinson?
Well, you know, I know with Mark, I think they've had some pretty good success. They were pretty more direct. I haven't watched a game with him. Obviously, with John, I watched them play before I took the job, and I think John was a pretty good coach. I think he did a really good job. Number one in possession in the league at 60%. Number one in challenge intensity last year. Number 4 in pressing per defensive action in the league. So my view on coaching is aligned with that as well. But I have some, I would say a mix a bit. I want to go forward. I want to go direct at times. I want to press. I want to have possession, but I want to play high, energetic football here. So that's a bit of my style. So I think, can we take the best of both worlds and kind of align it? We'll see.
I'm sure fans like the idea of that for sure.
Yep.
When we look at you, and I've looked at some of the video of you on the Silence Board, it's pretty clear you also bring a lot of emotion. If we take a look, this is what I'm talking about for those fans at home. Is this what fans can expect on the sidelines from you too? You
know, my right foot went unscathed in that first video.
Somehow.
Now, obviously, I'm passionate. I care about my group. I had a bit of maybe about a bit of American prejudice going against me, and maybe I felt that my group was getting disrespected, so I was going to stick up for them. But hey, this happened twice a season. If I have to, I have to. I will stand up for our group, and I will stand up for our city if it's needed. So no one's going to disrespect us. I'll say that, and that's how I'll comment on that.
I like that answer.
It's quite funny watching this. I don't know if I've seen the first one, but I've never seen the second one. A little bit of New Jersey in me there, that's for sure. So that's good.
I think the fans like to hear that because, like you said, you'll fight for this club. That video, obviously, from your time in Sweden, where you worked your way up to the head coach of GIF Sundsvall. What was that experience like, kind of getting to the top level there in Sweden?
Yeah, good league, top 15 league in the world. Obviously, I've been a head coach in the third level, the second level, and then part of the coaching staff that reached promotion to Allsvenska in 2022. Big historic club that has produced good players. I knew it was going to be a tough challenge when I took over in the summer. We were in a tough place, but overall, an incredible experience to do that as an American. I think I was the first American in Allsvenska to coach there. Top league with top coaches, top clubs, and top players. So I take that in. I try to grow as a coach and be better at it. And it was a good experience, a lot of pressure on you from media, from fans, and a lot of expectations. So it's helped me, for sure.
One of the key differences from coaching over in Sweden to here is it's a lot of relegation and promotion. Here, it's all about making the playoffs. Does that change at all how you're going to coach?
I think that's a really interesting question, right? Because I haven't been part of this playoff structure. And that's something for me as well. I need to look at it and, hey, this league is going to be different. They have a playoff structure. I'm going to have to adjust as well. It's something that I talk to my coaching staff daily. I say, hey, guys, I'm going to have to adjust. How's this league going to be? Fill me in on some information. I think in both leagues, it's about getting hot at the right time. So I've been part of promotions, I've been part of relegation. And it's always in that September, October period. Okay, are you going to go for it? Are you going to sink when you're going for relegation? Are you going to swim when you're going for promotion? And I look at it at the same with playoffs as well, right? Can you get hot at that moment? And then once you get into those playoffs, it's do or die type games. So there's some similarities. And there's some differences, obviously, that I'll have to adjust to.
After the break, Coach will still be here with us, and we'll take a look at some of the key players that he's bringing in, as well as some of the key returners and how they all kind of come together and hopefully produce a winning season here.
The Sunbolt cars are back at Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso, and they're available direct to you for a limited time. Sunbolt Elantras and Sonatas, Tucsons and Santa Fe's, even Palisades, fully stocked and fully equipped. All available with zero cash out of pocket. Interest rates as low as 2.9% and payments as low as $199 a month. And Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso is fully stocked today. The cars, crossovers, SUVs, and electric vehicles you want. The Sunbolt cars are back at Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso.
Attention Las Cruces. Advanced Neurology, Epilepsy, and Sleep Center is the only certified epilepsy center in a 250-mile radius that offers the most accurate, cutting-edge technology necessary to diagnose these symptoms. Now you don't have to take your loved ones to Albuquerque to get these great services. We are led by Dr. Amar Harakar and his practitioners, and they will care for you in a comfortable and professional environment. If you or a loved one is suffering from seizures, please call Advanced Neurology, Epilepsy, and Sleep Center today. You deserve to live a normal life. Call now.
An estimated 11 million Americans have heart valve disease, but most of us know little to nothing about it. People can be born with valve problems, or they can develop from cardiovascular disease, infections, certain cancer treatments, and age, with older adults at the highest risk. If diagnosed early, it can usually be successfully treated, no matter what your age. Valve disease can cause a number of symptoms, including lightheadedness, irregular heartbeat, shortness of breath, tiredness, swelling of the ankles and feet, and not feeling like yourself in general. But it's often only detected when your heart is listened to by a healthcare professional. So listen to your heart. See your healthcare professional. Discuss your risk factors and any potential symptoms. And go to valvediseaseday.org to learn more.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra. I've got the pleasure of chatting with the new head coach of the El Paso Locomotive in Brian Clareheart. Coach, understandably so, we've talked a lot about you because the fans want to get to know you. But now I'm intrigued to talk about what you know about some of the players and what you think of them. When we look at the club, they returned 16 players and have announced 6 new players. And I'm being told there could be some more in the future. But let's start with some of the returners. Firstly, let's look at Lucho up at the front. Obviously, he was the leading goal scorer last season. This is his 3rd season with the team. What does he bring to this team, and how does he fit into your style of play?
Yeah, obviously a proven goal scorer at this level, Argentinian, who have a lot of edge to them, so fits my style. Long career, played in Sweden, actually, at Djurgården, top club, MLS, Chicago Fire. When I met him in person this week, a lot bigger than I thought. I mean, really long legs, big guy, so strong, Luch is.
Did you tell that to him? I'm sure he would like to hear that,
His arms were huge. I mean, good checking forward, the hold-up ball with his big body. Good box goal scorer. Tactically, has a lot of experience in what I will need him to do. We've spoke about the tactical differences this year with him directly. He was super on board. Vital to have a guy that can put in double-digit goals, and that has done that. So extremely important to have a guy of his talent level and a goal scorer a part of this team.
We'll move to Eric Cabello now in the middle. He had a bit of a slow start last season with his first time with the club, but then once he went and played for El Salvador, came back and kind of went on a goal-scoring run, ended up being a 3rd leading goal scorer for the team. What does he add to that middle, especially now that you don't have guys like Dylan Meadows or Richie Ryan?
I've been super impressed with him. I came in with not that much expectation on anyone, but he's a guy that's really impressed me. Quality player. Quality engine on him, technical ability, tactical ability is through the roof. leadership. I think he's really going to grow into this group to become one of the leaders. And in my opinion, I think he's one of the top players in this league, from what I've seen. There's a reason why he plays for El Salvador. I think he could have a big Gold Cup if he's selected for that squad this year. Good engine on him. I cannot speak highly of how impressed I've been in these first week of training with him. So he'll be real exciting for the fans to see.
And then when we look at the defense, Yuma, I mean, he was the captain last year. He kind of made some goal-saving tackles there just to help the team lift and really brings a lot of energy. What does he do for this team?
Yeah, he's a cultural leader, cultural architect, as I say, super emotional. It's been a pleasure to get to know him and to see how much passion he brings to this team, to this city. The guy is an absolute winner. He will leave it all on the field. And again, really organized, really experienced, and will be a leader for some of the young players as well.
And so they're just 3 of the 16 returning, but then also bringing in a lot of new guys. I think to start with, we've got to look at Mark Navarro, probably the biggest recruit the Locomotive have ever brought in, played in the Premier League as well as some other top-tier leagues. What kind of experience does he bring to this team?
Yeah, the guy's been at the highest levels of world football, playing in Espanyol and I believe so Watford. Comes in here, wants to be in El Paso, wants to play in this league. You can just see the presence on the field with his experience, his touch on the ball, his absolute calmness and composure. Yeah, I think versatile, can play it right back, can play at center back. So obviously a highly talented player that we're excited to have here.
And then another new guy we're bringing in is Petar Petkovic, who you actually coached against. What made you want to kind of dip into your world pool there and bring him over to the Locomotive?
Yeah, he's always been a guy that that's been dangerous, pretty big name in Sweden, guy that I did not want to play against. And when he became available and he was interested in coming here, it made sense. Good winger, guy that can score, that can assist, coming off a little bit of injury, so he needs a little bit of time. But I'm excited to have him here in this type of environment and work with him.
Certainly a lot of new talent coming in to kind of mold with the old talent that the Locomotive already have. And now you're kind of getting a chance to see that on the pitch as we enter preseason. When we look at that preseason schedule, what are you looking to get out of it?
Well, like you said, it's a new group. It's a younger group than years past. And how quickly can they fit my style of play? I think the pressing will be different. I think the organization will be different. I think the defensive balance will be different. And kind of training those habits is part of the process. So how do they fit into the game model is how I'm looking at it. Results, yeah, we want to start to set the tone to be a culture of winners, but also looking at the big picture here.
Certainly both a busy and exciting time for you, Coach. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us here tonight.
No problem. My pleasure. I hope to see everyone at the stadium in a few weeks.
Good luck with the season. And after the break, we've still got more. General Manager Andrew Forrest will be here to sit down as we're entering the 5th season, about 40 days away from that first game, to see what the Locomotive have achieved so far and what they're still looking to get out of the Locomotive.
When Laura vowed to love me, in sickness and in health, she wasn't thinking about cancer. But here we are. I'm just grateful my team of experts at Texas Oncology is close by, fighting for me, so I can still start my mornings right here. Hey, I need all of this treatment I can get. I'll see y'all tonight.
Low E has hurt my ability to perform.
He hasn't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope.
Now through January 31st, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and turn your low energy into big fitness energy in 2023 in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone with tons of equipment to get you energized.
Low E, not for me.
Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Tuesday, January 31st.
Our priorities, they've changed.
Hey Lexus, play my music.
It's not just about getting ahead. It's about knowing what you want.
Watch for traffic.
And focusing on what matters. Welcome to the next level. This is the Lexus NX with intuitive tech and our most advanced safety system ever.
Get $500 lease cash toward a 2023 NX250.
Tony, and I am the owner of Morramia Restaurant. My dream of starting my own business began more than 7 years ago, but my business reality really began when I connected with First Light. They were so fantastic to work with, and I think that any small business owner or dreamer like me should become a member. And just start today. I mean, why wait, verdad?
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra as we take a deep dive into the El Paso Locomotive. I'm joined now by the general manager in Andrew Forrest. And Andrew, we just got a chance to sit down with the head coach in Brian Clareheart. But you're someone who's been with the team now for the entirety of coming into 5 seasons. Just how proud of you of what you guys have been able to achieve both on and off the field?
It's been fantastic. And you know, when I was looking at this project and speaking with Alan and with ownership, I think that we were at an unbelievable level even when we started, but the things that we've been able to accomplish and add that I'm not necessarily sure we knew we needed to add over the course of time has elevated us to a place where I think we're doing things better than just about everybody in this league. We've added facilities, we've added staff, we've added players over the course of time, where I really think we're at a spot where we're on par with anybody else in this league, and we've got a great building to play in, and I'm really excited for year 5.
What do you still want to see the club achieve both on and off the field as we enter this 5th season?
Yeah, ultimately, I think the easy answer is we want to win a championship. We want to continue to win hardware. We were Copa Tejas in 2021 champions. We'd like to make a deep run in the U.S. Open Cup. It was on hold for a couple of years with COVID, and we haven't had success to this point in that tournament. And ultimately, we'd love to get back to the Western Conference Finals and win one. And then go play for a final, whether it's hosting one or going somewhere to play. That's the ultimate dream. I think that's where we want to be, and that's what we aspire to be. We as I've said many times, we are here to win championships. We are here to get points. We are here to win games in front of our fans. So I think that's where we're ultimately headed. We're not here to just show up and be a part of this and along for the ride. We're hell bent on winning as many games as possible and trying to get to a final.
You talk about wanting to win, and you obviously are bringing in a new coach in Brian Clareheart. Got a wealth of old players returning who brought a lot of quality to the team, and then some new guys as well. With all of that combined, do you think this is the year that you could go and win a Western Conference championship?
I think it is. I think we started in year 1, we brought in a lot of experienced players, and I think that is absolutely the right way to do it. As those players continue to get older, 4 years older, we've had to change the roster, but I think we have an unbelievable mix of experience. Not just in the game, but in this community. And I think we've brought in a lot of younger players that can run. This system requires a ton of running, a ton of movement up and back. So I think we've got the legs to do that this year based on some of the signings that we've brought in. And of course, bringing some of the guys back. You never question a guy like Yuma or Aaron Gomez or Borelli. They'll run and run and run until they fall down. So I think mixed with some of these other guys that are coming in and bringing experience from Europe and different parts of the United States, championships aren't won in preseason per se, but I think this is a very good team on paper, and I'm excited to watch us progress, not just through preseason, but once we get into the start of the season on March 11th.
Yeah, you talk about the start of the season, about 40 days away from that opening game. What do you want to say to the fans to try and get them to go out there and support this team this season?
Yeah, I think our fans have been fantastic, but we always could use more. We want to continue to bring the community out that's supported us and gotten us to this point. But there's always room for more fans and new fans, and I think, if anything about the World Cups, they usually excite people about soccer on the international stage, and hopefully, I know going to some of the watch parties and seeing some of the video, El Paso enjoyed the World Cup. Well, come watch your local soccer. It's exciting, it's fast-paced. These are professional players from all parts of the world, and the level is very high. So we want to continue to bring our fans in. We're going to have great giveaways, great fireworks shows, a ton of other special things that are going to happen. So, we invite everybody to come out, and we've got 3 games in a week at home to start the season, so there's plenty of seats to go around.
Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us here tonight. The Locomotive get ready to kick off their 5th season at home on March 11th against Sacramento Republic FC. That does it for us tonight on ABC-7 Extra. Thank you for staying up late with us. I'm Rachel Phillips, and have a great week.
Thank you for watching. ABC-7 News is now available on any of these streaming services, as well as the KVIA News and KVIA Weather and Traffic apps.